hello, new Monster Arts toy.
Well, hello, it's nice to meet you. And it's a great thing to be a part of this collection.
Alright, so real quick, I gotta ask you a question. What in the heck is that thing?
Oh, that's my tail. Pretty impressive, wouldn't you say? It can even stay vertical.
I got one of those too. Yeah, my tail can totally stay up. Right.
You okay, man? Do you need, like, some pills or something?
Hey man, I was doing alright till you showed up. Just feeling a little inadequate now is always nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh, hey, hello guys. Hi, Shin. How's it going? Oh, who is your new friend?
I got Zuki it.
Listen up, Rangers! Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and today we'll be going over the SH MonsterArts Godzilla Ultima figure from the anime Godzilla Singular Point. Finally just got this bad boy in after delays, which makes sense. Everything's been delayed lately, but finally got him. Super excited. One of my more favorite newer design Godzillas. Like, this guy is super sweet. Love the anime, so I was really excited to pick this up. Hopefully they do some of the other ones, because I still really want Terrestrius. I think that's how you say it. Terrestria? Something. The blue one. That kind of is like a big Joker Godzilla. I thought he was dope. Want to support the line, especially because I would like to see them come out eventually. I know they're doing Jet Jaguar, which is also going to be sweet. Oddly enough, this guy also comes with little Jet Jaguars as well. Not painted, but we'll get to that in a bit. Anyways, without further ado, for the packaging, it's got math all over it, with the red cloud. Honestly, I'm not sure how I'm doing photos for the end of this one, because I don't know, I just don't know how to do the right pan. I might just do one really solid picture and we'll call it good there. Mainly probably just do the thumbnail. But looks sweet. Side, more red. Top, even more red. Opposite side, him looking menacing with some more redness. Back of the package, you get the shot of the poster, shows the extra head, his tail, which is freaking massive, by the way, and then also the Jet Jaguars, a bunch of stuff I can't understand, some legal mumbo jumbos on the bottom. Anyways, let's get him open up out of its cardboard prison. Alright, so now that we got Godzilla open up out of its cardboard prison, first and foremost, going over his accessories, starting with Jet Jaguar, which first, you get this one here, which has the standing, like, final look for Jet Jaguar with the giant tooth. Back spine? Was it back spine? That was a back spine. But detailed very nicely. You got the wrapping on the handle. It's also pretty flexible. I wouldn't stress it, but it's not going to just snap if you randomly pull in the wrong direction. Then got the backpack on it. Overall, not too bad. Still kind of wish they would have painted these. Would have been great. Especially as display pieces, they kind of... It works. Like, the scale's nice, but it would have been cooler if it was actually painted to match appropriately. You also get stubby Jet Jaguar, like you see at the beginning of the anime, which looks really good too. Kind of just reminds me a lot of the Bandai vinyl with this one. But also even see the detailing on the head. Looks really good too. They also come with little stands. Well, pieces of plastic that you put around the feet for them to sort of do their thing. You get one for each. You could do it technically on the back too, I guess. Depending on the Jet Jaguar is kind of the positioning. This one seems to be a little more front heavy, but it'll do the job nicely. And then finally you get an extra head for doing the beam that it doesn't come with. So, well, I guess if you want Super Rory like you see in the anime, this is the one you need, which how you do that. Also, it's gonna bug me that it doesn't have his hand on. Oddly enough, it has the same issue that my GMK has, where it's just like one really loose hand. So you can't really pose it too much without it just falling off or just touching it. So you got to kind of work it into position. Or if you're going to articulate, you kind of got to hold it at both positions and then rotate it. Otherwise, it's just going to flop right off. But anyways, for the heads, if you want to swap them out, which speaking of for this one, it can articulate to open up. That's about as far as it'll get on its own, which is fine, but just not nearly as wide as this one's going to get. Which, I get why they did it. I'll pop it off, but rotating it, you can see the plastic for the jaw only goes so far down. And you could have made it where this could have done the roar itself, but you would have had to have removed more of the plastic around here so that when its mouth's closed, it wouldn't really look right. So I get why they did it. Also, the paint job for mine, my Godzilla has yellow teeth and he really needs to brush them well. But it's only on that section right there. So I don't know what happened because he's got yellow pupils. But for some odd reason, the paint just splooged right there on the top of his teeth. And I don't appreciate it because I'm probably going to go back through and do it. Be honest, I was kind of thinking about touching up the eyes anyways because this one's got a little bit of runoff. Not major, but it's enough. Which is odd because the screaming head actually has a lot of very nice detail on it. I will say for whatever yellow they use, it wasn't very thick in the pigments and you can kind of see the black on the undersection. But this one, as you can tell, doesn't have the yellow teeth. But I do really like how they painted all the teeth on the inside of the mouth. Like, that's some really nice attention to detail, especially with even on this one in particular as well. But anyways, swapping out the heads, you want to grab right at this first plate for the neck. You'll have the actual neck where it connects to the body, then you'll have this first plate. You want to grab there and then the second plate and then kind of pull it straight. And then see there's a ball joint socket on the bottom. You just push it down. And there you go. Now you got Godzilla doing a beam. I think I got one hanging out down here. I got one of our custom beams we made down here. So good to get him doing it. I know it's not correct, but it's the circle things. There's just nothing that really replicates that very well. Outside of, oddly enough, there's like a Gundam special effects set that comes with beams for the guns. It has one that looks like what you get in Singular Point. Oops, that popped off a little easy. I wonder if that was just me or if that's just because it felt like it was on. Oh, that popped off real easy. Okay, that's better. One thing that's kind of odd is the way his jaw's kind of twisting though. On this one, like it's almost kind of like got a snarl going on while his mouth is also open and ready to fire. I'm kind of wondering maybe might want to heat that up a bit just to get it to bend back into position. Personally, I don't think it's a big deal, but it is a little noticeable. But nothing too crazy. But still, really sweet accessory. And then just kind of pop that back off. Just for the most part, I plan on trying to make a beam for him, 3D printing it. So eventually this will probably be the way it gets displayed, but currently until that happens, I'm just going to roll with this. Also, one odd thing is his jowl here likes to pop out on mine. So if you open the mouth too far, it'll pop out, and then I got to reset it so that I can get him to sort of close his mouth, although he does kind of look like he's got socked in the jaw just a little bit. Just a little bit. One thing this Godzilla definitely has going on is its size. I'm actually going to start with the most impressive thing, is this giant tail here, which is, I'm pretty sure, bigger than Shin's. And can also straighten up. Like this guy's like good 2/3 the length of my table here. Like this thing is nutty. Paint job. One thing I get concerned about, because there's just a lot of plastic here, so I can see there being issues. Which I do get a little bit of access gray right there. But outside of that, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Like maybe a little bit right there too. I want to be nitpicky. But pretty solid. Then for the dorsal spines up here, which you can get it out of the tail too, but it's kind of trails off at the like third, 1/3 of the way into the tail. But you get the red for the veins on the dorsal spines, which all look really nice. Ham just popped back off again. Nothing really messed up with the reds there either, which is really good to see. It's got a crap ton of dorsal spines kind of mixed up in there. Looks like you can get about 5 sections in total. Also love too the way it begins towards the head here, because it just looks like a bunch of spikes. But then the spikes trail off and then start making the more traditional Godzilla spines. Because you also get this section here, which is kind of like the gill area going along and tapers off into the chest. This side's a little bit brighter than the other side. And then you get the same thing on the front here too, with a little bit of spiky bits. And then this Godzilla has probably the most armor-plated look of all the Godzillas, like especially this leg. Like it's just layers of skin going over top of each other. And it's just the gnarliest looking thing. Like even the feet are very dinosaur-esque. And you get that little claw here on the back here behind the heel area. And then more muscle definition on the back here as well. Like this one's got some massive gnarly legs and I can appreciate it. I always like me some chunky legs on my monsters. That's why I like the Heisei era so much. Yeah, get back on there. Same with the arm. Unlike Shin Godzilla, actually has a decent length to it. Got a little bit of those spiky protrusions going along the forearm there. Claws on the hands. Pretty basic Godzilla. You get the 4 fingers. Paint job for the nails and for the teeth are all pretty much the same bone coloring, except for a couple that are yellow, which we already went over. It makes me sad. But outside of that, just an amazingly detailed Godzilla. Also odd that this plate up here is its own thing. Like that's just kind of there, and then the joint kind of starts on the undersection. That's so weird. I guess we could just get into the articulation. Again, the mouth can open about that far, closes. You can look down about that far. Up about that far. Get a bit of a wiggle at the stomach. Go a little bit forward and back, but nothing crazy. Arms. Go up about that far. Down about that far. Decent forward and back. Really nice bend at the elbow though, if I do say. Legs go outwards about that far, so really nice splits. Inwards about that far. Nice forward and back. Knees got double joints, so decent play there. Same with the heel here, can also move forward and back. Foot can also move forward and back. Pretty much all this is all ball joints too, so each of these sections can kind of rotate just a little bit. And then the tail has individual ball joints on the section here, so you can bring it side to side if you want. I'm missing a piece. This tail's supposed to be longer. Where did the other piece go? It's just been on the floor. Did the cat steal it? I can see that being a thing. Success! Found the tail tip. It was hiding under the table. There's some shelves hanging out under here. They usually have parts for doing photos and stuff like that, and it was underneath all of that, so that was great. But anyways, so if you guys wanted to see, there's this little tip on the end, which is, I don't understand why it's a joint, because it is super loose. And does it really need to be this posable that this tiny little tip here needs its own ball joint? This couldn't have just been one solid piece like this because it gets literally shorter as it comes down. It could, I don't. One nitpick I have, sometimes you can have too many joints. But anyways. Here's a quick comparisons. Here we have the Ultima Godzilla compared next to some other SH MonsterArts figures with Gamera from Gamera 2 and the GMK Godzilla. And here's next to some NECA Godzilla figures with the 2003 Godzilla and Rodan from 2019. And here he is with some of the newer Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong figures. Well, actually, neither of these are technically Godzilla vs. Kong. This is supposed to be 2014 with the City Destruction and the Skull Island Kong with the fancy little propeller weapon. And for some random comparisons, here he is with the Gundam Universe Heavy Arms from Gundam Wing and the Monster Hunter Zen Ogre. And here's some Godzilla Singular Point Bandai vinyls with the Ultima Godzilla from the line and Anguirus. So overall for the SH MonsterArts Godzilla Ultima figure, this thing's great. Outside of a couple of issues, it does have some loose ball joints, and the QC on it could have been maybe a little bit better, because especially with mine in particular, having the paint splotches on the face is a little bit frustrating, but nothing that's super drastic to really take away from the figure. I like how they actually went about doing the heads. I think it's a cool look. Again, could have used a beam, but I do like the little Jet Jaguars, which again, could use a little bit of paint. But for the size of it, it's definitely still a very impressive MonsterArts figure. And for the price, pretty satisfied with it overall. And again, kind of hoping that they keep on with this line because there's just so many cool and interesting monsters. Because can you imagine the MonsterArts Anguirus with hopefully the shifting spikes on the back of it? That'd be great. Or else any mini Jet Jaguar with the little old man pilot that goes inside of it. Also feels like a must. But what do you guys think? If you guys picked up this figure, what's your favorite Kaiju anime? Or is the original Godzilla anime just more your thing? Which I hope it's not. Let us know in the comment section below. And help us defeat those Kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a Ranger today. Oh yeah, that's why you got a Pinterest, Instagram, Patreon, and Facebook. Guys, like keep up to date with the channel and donate. We're greatly appreciated. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.